How do you find your first design job? You are finished with your studying and you're trying to become a professional designer. How do you find your first job? Jacob, what are your thoughts on that? What's your advice?
Well, my personal experience was quite lucky. I had 6 months to go in my graduation. I got an offer through Twitter. This is back in 2009, so early days, and also for an agency in New York. I said yes. Finished my degree 6 months later and went there. Started work. I went from a design student to working for Disney, so it was really crazy experience. Not everyone's going to have that luck. I had myself out there. I was starting my design blog at the time. I was getting into social media, which was early days. But I was putting myself out there and getting a name for myself. So I think that same principle applies today, getting your name out there, your foot in the door. I think a lot of it comes down to relationships, not just getting your foot in the door, because everyone wants that. Figuring out where you want to work, building your portfolio around that goal, reaching out to people that work at that company. So creating relationships, and that can be done through networking, going to the company, just lots of emails. Don't bug them all the time, but at least be consistent. Then it may be a small company, so it could be a little bit easier, or mid-sized, and then you have more opportunity of more people to click with or email. You can do this through LinkedIn, social media. Everyone's available, DMs. Like everyone, you can be contacted. So that's your foot in the door. And as long as you have solid work, you should, and a goal of where you want to work and why, I think the paths will align eventually if you keep being consistent.
Yeah, you were fortunate in that you're still in school and you get headhunted by a New York agency, and all of a sudden you're doing work for Disney. So that definitely is an abnormality in the flow of what most people can expect. It happens. I did a lot of work for really cool clients. Disney was my biggest client for the whole run of my agency. So, it's fun to work with big clients like that. I think my advice on getting your first design job is don't worry about trying to get a design job at Disney. Start somewhere. You got to just get a job. And when you're starting, it doesn't matter. The salary doesn't matter so much. You have no experience, no value to the market. So recognize that about yourself. You've got to start somewhere. So take the job, and even if the salary is lower than what you would like to be working for, the value to you is that you're getting a line item on your resume that you actually had a job. You're getting experience and learning new things. I learned more in the first 6 months of working as a designer than I did in the 4 years of schooling before I graduated. So you'll learn so much. You just got to get a job somewhere. It isn't going to be your job forever. You're going to change jobs several times. So start somewhere. And it doesn't matter if it's not for Disney. Just get some experience started, and it has huge value to you. And then change jobs. I mean, my first couple years, I changed jobs like every 6 months. I outgrew the positions I was in, and you can always change jobs. So it doesn't have to be forever. So just get started somewhere. I think that's my advice. And cast a wide net, apply to everything. You're going to get valuable experience from almost anywhere that you decide to work. And your first few jobs, you're going to get valuable experience. It's going to teach you principles of business. It's going to help you learn what not to do if it's a bad company. You'll learn what not to do in the future of your business. So there's value. There's a lot of value to you just getting started and going somewhere. Don't feel like you got to start at the top of the pile.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think when it comes to pay, I always wanted to have a big pay when I first started. And now I look back on it, I would have done it for free. To go and work with companies like Disney, I would have worked there for free, because the experience you get from smarter people around you that have been in the industry for years and years is invaluable. And you can you become a sponge, and you learn so much. And there's no price on that. And I think if you do cast a wide net, just be careful where you do accept, because but like you said, you're not tied into the job, but just be careful, because you don't want to waste time. You want to really go somewhere that you can learn from people And that's the value aspect. You don't want to be stuck in like a dead end job or working for someone that you don't want to work for. So just be careful.
I agree. Be careful. Some people don't have a lot of choices when they're looking for their first job. They don't have a lot to contribute to the environment, to the culture of a business, or to the capabilities of a business. So they got to just take something, but know that it's not going to be forever. I think that's the biggest point. Nobody's first job is going to be forever. Even my third or fourth job, I was a creative director at Fox Studios in LA, and I thought, man, I made it. But even that didn't last forever. Fox sold these assets to Disney, and Disney downsized everybody. And all of a sudden I'm looking for a job and ended up starting my agency. So even when I had this big salary and this window office in the Die Hard building in LA, and that I thought this is going to be where I'm going to be for the next 20 years, that's not even going to last forever. So you just got to start somewhere, and you got to try and enjoy the journey that you have. But where you start is not a reflection of your future value. That's one of the statements that I've shared before. And it's so, so important. You just got to start somewhere. But it doesn't mean that starting at the bottom means that you're always going to be a bottom feeder for your whole career. You're going to have a long career of great, amazing opportunities, and some are going to be better than others. So just try and enjoy that journey and just get started on the path somewhere.